morning, profitable traders. Welcome to the market color session. Today being the 2nd of May 2025. Happy New Month, everybody. If this is your first time joining us for the market color session, you're very much welcome. And please do well to stay with us. We do this every day from Mondays to Fridays, 8:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. daily, right? It's been an amazing ride through the months, through the years, right? So I'd like to kindly crave our indulgence to share the link to this market color session with everyone on our various socials so that this can get to as many people as possible and they can get to participate in what we have ongoing here. For this segment of the market color session, I will be analyzing the XY GBP USD and Euro USD. Lekon will be coming up for his own analysis on the precious metals and the yen basket. My name is Cynthia, and we will just be going straight to the charts to conserve time, since we are fast spent and time is fast spent rather, and we are behind time. Usually likes to start from the monthly time frame. We've seen a sweep of this liquidity right here. Nothing has really changed from what we analyzed on Wednesday on the monthly time frame. On the weekly time frame, something more interesting. We saw this low being taken out, and right now we're seeing some retracement. Where do we think price is retracing into? Going down to the daily time frame, price wants to retrace into this very other block right here at 102.896. So dollar has some form of push to the upside to trade all the way to 102 again, 102.844. And on the 4-hour time frame too, for our time frame, we have quite some points of interest that we want to see price retracing into. We have this fair value gap right here at 101.514, and our second point of interest as to where we want to see price retracing into is this very fair value gap right here at 102.191. Right, so we're still looking out for a buy to sell on dollar. We're looking out for a buy to sell on dollar. Narrowing down to the 1-hour time frame, I can even spot the classic box pattern. If you participated in the ongoing FX bootcamp training, Lekon did justice to the box pattern strategy, right? So I can actually spot one right here on 1-hour time frame that I will be interested in seeing dollar trading to. A left shoulder right here at 99.477, a sweep to the upside, break to a sweep to the downside, I beg your pardon, break to the upside. What we want to see is price retracing into this very level, 99.477. We want to see price trading back into this very left shoulder. And once price gets there, we're interested in taking the buy opportunities. And of course, you know that as stated earlier, the buy is just short term because our overall outlook on dollar is actually a sell. So the buy is just some retracement into our various points of interest on the 4-hour time frame. So we want to see price retracing into this level, and once price gets there, I will be willing to take my long positions on GBP USD. Kindly take note of the various points of interest that are being called out here so that you can, watch your chart and see if price does what we said, right? On GBP USD, the monthly time frame, even more breaks to the downside rather, right? We've been seeing a toggle of price. Price has been struggling to break above this very high on the weekly time frame, right? Price actually retraced into this very left shoulder, reacted off it a bit, and then we saw price even moving to the upside with so much momentum. On the daily time frame, what are we expecting to see price do? There's been a toggle right here. Price has been struggling to take out this very high residing here at 1.34041, right? So we are kind of looking for some, retracement. We're kind of looking for some retracement, at least into this very other block right here. This other block, fair value gap. I beg your pardon, fair value gap. Right, this fair value gap at 1.30150. So once price retraces into this level, I want to keep taking buy opportunities on GBP USD rather. So the most recent price action right here, we've seen price to the upside on GBP USD, right? Price traded into this very low right here, and we can see price sitting on this very low. So if price breaks this very low right here on the 4-hour time frame, I'm willing to take the sell on GBP USD all the way to this very left shoulder right here. This is on the 4-hour time frame, of course. There's the left shoulder right here. Shoulder, sweep to the downside, break to the upside. We want to see price retracing into this very left shoulder. And once price gets to this level, once price gets to this left shoulder at 1.28827, I will be taking my my sell opportunities on GBP USD. Right, on the 15-minute time frame, I can even see, our entry, right? The classic box pattern that we use for entry right here. Shoulder right here at 1.33294. Sweep to the upside, break to the downside. We want to see price retrace into this very left shoulder right here. And once price gets there, I am willing to take short positions on GBP USD. And of course, there's short-term sell positions. Short-term sell on GBP USD. We're looking out for a sell to buy, of course. And down to Euro USD being last on my list. In the monthly time frame, we even see in the monthly time frame, we're seeing more push to the downside rather, right? And on the weekly time frame, we saw price taking out this very double top right here, right? Broke all the way to the upside. Of course, after every expansion we see, we want to see some retracement, before continuing the trend, riding the trend of the market. And on the daily time frame, flipping this most recent swing from point A to point B, I will be more interested in taking the buy opportunities on on Euro USD when I see price retrace into 61.8% fib level. And why am I saying that? I can actually see a point of interest right here coinciding with the fib level. Right, this fib level right here. So I want to see price retracing into this level, 1.11365 on the daily time frame, moving down to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, what do I want to see price do? Once I see a break of this very low right here at 1.12665, I will be riding the sell all the way to this very fair value gap right here, again at 1.11365 on the 4-hour time frame. And down to the 1-hour time frame, pretty much I can actually see the classic box pattern that we use for entry here. Shoulder at 1.13796, sweep to the upside, break to the downside. What do I want to see before I take the sell opportunity on Euro USD? I want to see price trade back into 1.13797. And once price trades back into this very left shoulder on the 1-hour time frame, I am willing to take the short-term sell on Euro USD. So my bias for DXY is a buy to sell, GBP USD and Euro USD. I'm looking out for a sell to buy. So that will be the end of my analysis. NFP comes out by 1:30 p.m. today. Please trade with caution, apply proper risk management, and make sure that you are risking what you can afford to lose. Right, so do we have questions? I will be taking questions at this point, or if you're seeing something very different from what has been analyzed, kindly type in chat box and we'll be seeing what you're seeing together. Right, while we're doing that, the FX Bootcamp training, registration for the FX Bootcamp training, May edition is currently ongoing. The box pattern strategy that we use for the market color session is one of the many ways we use in entering the market. So if you want to understand the other things that we look out for before entering the market, signing up for the FX Bootcamp training is a good place to begin. So chat us up on 081 6099 5030, and we will be guiding you on how to go about the registration. Right, so we'll be going on a very brief break. I can't see questions, so I am assuming that the analysis was pretty clear. We'll be going on a very brief break right now, and right after that, the Gold Master will be coming up for his analysis on gold and yen basket. We'll be back in a jiffy. Do not go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Market Call brought to you by the Value Flow Trading team. And as I was our break yesterday, this morning we'll be going into the analysis of the precious metal and also the yen basket. All right, that was a very great analysis from Cynthia for the DSY and also for the dollar correlated pair. So this morning, let's quickly take a very quick move on gold. Then we quickly get to Japan to see what is going on the yen basket. And from there, we look at the other yen correlated pair. Then we round it up with AUD JPY, then till afternoon for NFP. All right, okay, let's start with the precious metal right now. If you look at the precious metal right from the weekly time frame, you are going to observe that we are very bullish all the way to the upside. However, last week candle pattern gave us a clue of what we should expect this week. And if you are on our mailing list, you will have seen what our analysis is, and that is exactly what has played out in the market, and we still look for more of that to show up again. All right, so if you look at it from the daily time frame, you are going to observe that on daily time frame we have price itching to the downside, as we already analyzed. And if you follow the analysis sometimes last week, we're expecting right from the 4 hour rather, we are expecting price to come a bit to this resistance point, as you can see, just around this level here, as you can see it here. So it's much more obvious now that price already got into that place. So that is why we are seeing some level of reaction all the way to the upside, this flip zone here. However, we are still expecting price to stay, push a little bit more. Probably this is just a repricing for NFP, but we are still expecting price to push a little bit more to the downside to this particular level here. And for those who are during our FS Bootcamp or our class on Wednesday for the FS Bootcamp, we actually look at why we are expecting price to get here. And when price gets here, what we are expected to do. Now, when price gets here, we are looking for buy opportunities, because this is another entry signature that we've taught during the FS Bootcamp. It would be more advisable that you join the class so that you too, you can have a very deep insight of what we look out for in the market. But today on this market caller, let's quickly look at the entry, if there is any, so that we can take trades together this morning. Now, looking at where price is currently, yesterday around 5 p.m., it gave some entry points for us to move it. But let's check 1 hour time frame to see what exactly is going on the 1 hour time frame. Now, if you look at the 1 hour time frame, we are seeing a typical boss pattern of it showing up gradually. However, because we know where price is still heading to, and we know where price is currently, we are expecting it to push to the upside. So my bias for this London session, today being Friday, is a bit long. Then when the NFP news comes out, we can easily short to our POI below and we follow through. Now, if you look at this particular level here, this is a shoulder here. We've seen the sweep, but we see that price created liquidity before the break to the upside, which is giving us a pre-information that what we should be expecting is price coming to take out liquidity here. So this is going to be a liquidity point for price to be taken out pre-NFP or during NFP rather. So we are expecting price to come and take out liquidity below here. And this is the shoulder. So when price comes all the way to this place, first is either it reacts inside of this order block. As you can see, this is the order block. And just above the order block, we have the fair value gap there. So when price get there and it gave us our entry signature, know that we don't just jump into the market unless we see our entry signature, and that gives us a very good it's more like a traffic light. If we don't see the green light, we don't go, so that we won't go and have any head collision with the market. All right, so this is the liquidity level. Price is coming first to tap into this order block, this fair value gap. So if we see our entry signature anywhere inside of this place, we join the buy. But if it takes out this liquidity, then we wait to see the entry signature, we follow through. However, if price did not stop at this level at all, then that means it's coming for our POI. So we are waiting for it inside of this place, then see the entry signature, we are pushing through all the way. And one of the things that gives you makes you a profitable trader over time is your ability to stick to your trading strategy, and at the same time trade management, your trade plan. All right, which means if you don't see your entry signature, you are not pulling the trigger no matter how long it is. So that is for the precious metal this morning. But for yesterday, the entry came somewhere around here. That was where the liquidity was yesterday, and it just give the entry signature and push all the way up for about 500 pips this morning. So that is that for the precious metal. Let's quickly get to Japan and see what is going on in Japan, particularly on the yen basket. Now for the yen basket, looking at it from the daily time frame, we are going to observe how that the yen basket played out exactly our analysis. If you are on our mailing list, you would have gotten this, and that will have given you some level of deep insight of what you should do in the course of the week. Now we're expecting that the yen basket should trade into this daily order block, just as you see here. That is exactly what happened. Now that price already gets into our POI, what are we expecting on the yen basket, particularly this London session moving into the New York session? We are expecting the long of the yen basket right now, and that is giving us a deep insight to what we should look out for in the other yen correlated pairs, particularly GJ, EJ, and AJ. All right, so those are the key yen correlated pairs that really moves much with the yen basket. Yes, you can also check CJ too. CJ also moves with the yen basket. I'm not talking about VFG CJ. I'm talking about Canadian JPY, Canadian dollar, and the yen basket. All right. Okay. So this is the analysis. We're expecting price to start moving from this particular point all the way to the upside. And if you check the 4-hour time frame, what we are seeing on the 4-hour time frame, we can see that is a very clean level, and how that this is also a pulse pattern. We've seen the sweep. You can see this is the shoulder. We've seen the sweep, and we've seen the force break to the upside, and that is why price came all the way back into the pulse level. You can see how that price gets here, but there may be a little probability for price to still push a little bit into this particular zone here. Just let me pull the line somewhere around this place. Is possible we see price trade a little bit into that level, then that means it has traded proper into the daily order block. But where price is now, we are good to go for buying the yen pairs. Now, if you are buying the yen correlated yen basket, then that means we are going to be shorting the yen correlated pairs. All right. So for GJ, we are going to observe even GJ. Currently, I'm in the short of GJ, and look at what exactly is playing out on GJ right now. If you look at GJ from the daily time frame, sorry for the screen. Yeah, so if you look at GJ on the daily time frame, you can see the daily order block here. Price has already tapped into the daily order block, and that is telling us that we are good to go to short. All right, so let's quickly, if you are ready to short, then we are going to get there now. Now for the daily time frame, this is it. This is the POI, daily order block, fair value gap, flip zone. We are shorting. Now let's go to 15-minute time frame. So you see the entry signature that it gave on the 15 minutes. All right, this is the entry signature on 15 minutes. Then that's what gave me the pre-information to start shorting. Now I'm in the short of GJ. You may also want to join. It has not gone really far, so you may also want to join. And our SL is just above the Asian eye. All right, so that is the entry for GJ. Now, if you peradventure you already missed this, you think it has gone so far, then let's quickly check AJ, because AJ has not given its own entry signature, and Euro JPY2 has not given its own entry signature. So for AJ has not given the entry signature yet. I've not seen any entry signature on AJ yet, although it's giving something like this, but this is not really much appreciated. So let's still wait if you want to take AJ, if you are looking to take AJ. Now for EJ, Euro JPY, let's quickly look at Euro JPY. Now, Euro JPY has not given its own signature. So if you think GJ already moved and you can't join again, you may just wait to see the entry signature on Euro JPY or AUD JPY again. All right. But for JPY, it already starts its own move to the downside, particularly the reaction from the daily time frame. All right. Now, let's now go into deep analysis of the GBP JPY. So if you look at it from the daily time frame, you are going to observe that what we have on the daily is that price got to the daily order block and the fair value gap with flip zone, and price began to push to the downside. So what we are targeting, we are risking about 25 to 30 pips and just to target 70 to 100. All right. So that is it for the GBP JPY. Now, if this move keep pushing to the downside, I expect it when it gets to this particular flip zone where price is here, then we should offload. That is around 189.630. We should offload at that particular level, because there's still high tendency, if price is still going to breathe a little bit down, then this is another shoulder on the daily time frame. You can see the shoulder here, so price may come all the way here or come in to take out this liquidity. Those on the FS Bootcamp class on Wednesday, we already do we did our deep insight study of GBP JPY. All right. So what you two need to do is just jump on a WhatsApp chat with us and get yourself in for the FS Bootcamp. Now for AUD JPY. If you look at AUD JPY from the daily time frame, you are going to observe we have similar pattern playing out on AUD JPY. This is the daily order block, and price is just a bit closer. You can see it's just more of a tap of the order block here. But I'm still of the opinion, reason why we've not seen that entry signature is AUD JPY, we just want to break a little bit up more, then we start seeing the sell all the way to the downside. So when we start seeing the sell of AUD JPY all the way to the downside, where is the first POI to offload? The first POI is going to be around the 91880 level, while the second POI is going to be when price takes out this low and tap proper into this order block. That's 90.500 level. All right. And the third is going to be our price is going to take out all this liquidity, which is 89.564 level. All right. So that is it. And if you go to your 4-hour time frame for the confirmation, we are going to observe how that price really has gotten there. So what those on the call on Wednesday, I mean the FS Bootcamp student, this was our POI for the sell of AUD JPY. And you can see that that's why it has not really given that entry signature for that sell. All right. That's why it has not really given that entry signature for the sell. You can see how that price is still itching towards that level. So I'm still of the opinion is reacting currently to this flip zone that we have here. Yes. However, I'm still of the opinion that I still want to see price tap into this 4-hour order block. When I see my entry signature inside that level, then I am going to add AUD JPY to my short list. All right. So that is it for AUD JPY. Now for Euro JPY, if you look at Euro JPY, you are going to observe Euro JPY2 from daily time frame. You are going to see on the daily time frame too, there is a lot of liquidity above that level there. So there is high tendency for Euro JPY to come and take out this liquidity first. Then after taking out this liquidity, then that is when we are going to see it start pushing to the downside. So that's one of the reasons why we've not seen the entry signature played out on Euro JPY. All right. So let's wait till we see our entry signature. Then we can easily begin to short the other yen correlated pairs. But for GBP/JPY that already gave its own entry signature, that is already the move, and we keep following that way. So if there's any question, you can easily type in the chat box, ask your question so that we can quickly as possible. All right. Any question, please? Okay, if there is no question, then remember the ATM cash flow tool is also available. That's where we trade milk, the synthetic market. So you need to do that too. Where on Saturdays, on Sundays, maybe you don't have time to trade during the weekdays, your 9 to 5 job, you don't have time to trade. And market closes for currency during the weekdays. So weekend, you can easily just jump on synthetic and make out the market, make what you are going to spend for the week on synthetic. All right. The ATM cash flow class is just for a 250,000 naira, and we have a discount of 50,000 for the first 10 people. So you get to pay 200,000. So it's going to be up. Just reach out to us on our WhatsApp channel, WhatsApp handle, and also every other social media channel. Then we are going to attend to it steadily. All right. Till we meet again by 2 p.m. for the New York recap. Make sure you trade cautiously and use your proper risk management strategy. And click on sharing. Cheers and God bless.